Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to have a discussion with you all. Um, been gone for a few days, and during this little hiatus that I've taken, I've learned a couple of vital lessons. And so I want to come on and, express some of these lessons with you all in regards to a specific subject that I feel the chosen specifically need to be aware of, okay? So this particular topic is in regards to being aware of the people who know the language but don't know the journey. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so people who know the language. When we talk about the spiritual awakening, okay, those of you who have taken the journey, you know that this journey is not for the weak at heart. Okay, this is not for those who are not able to push through to the end, to go through the healing, to do the work, to go within, to release themselves of baggage, to face those inner demons, to you know kill that egotistical nature, that carnal nature. Not everyone is able to do these things, okay? Not everyone is able to release themselves from conditioning of their past, or from the things that they was taught by their parents or their grandparents. The spiritual journey is one that is not for the weak at heart. That much is clear, okay? Many are called, but few are actually chosen. And then you have those that are called to take this path that will refuse the call because they understand that there's many changes that they will have to make that they themselves are not ready to release. They themselves are not ready to make the changes that are necessary to go through that transformation. Because when you're taking a spiritual path, when you're taking a spiritual journey, and you take heed to that call, okay? You hearken to that call, then you know that you're going to have many deaths and rebirths throughout your journey, okay? This is not just a one hit a quitter, okay? I stopped smoking cigarettes and I learned a little bit of language. Let me tell you all about these people who know the language but don't know the journey. What do they look like? These people look like those who they know about certain texts. They can tell you about reading certain books. They can tell you about listening to certain teachers, maybe spiritual teachers. They can tell you about crystals, okay? They can tell you they might be rocking some crystals. They might have on a head wrap. They might be wearing certain colors to exemplify, or, a certain group of people, or to represent a certain nation of people. They may have on certain, symbolisms, they may, they have an image, but everything that they possess is very surface. There are many people right now who call themselves awakened, but the core of them, the spirit that they possess, the soul that they carry is so unhealed that when you actually sit down and have a conversation with these people, you find out the true nature of who they are. On the surface, they might draw you in and say, well, look, you wear crystals and I wear crystals. So we must be on the same journey. We must know the same things, okay? We must have taken the same path. Or they'll say, well, when you listen to this particular person, or you read this particular book, yes, I'm very much so awakened. We are in alignment with one another, whether this is a potential partner, whether this is a potential friend, business partner, whoever it may be. You have to use your spirit of discernment to really recognize a person past the surface, past the representative, because there are many people today who know the language but do not know the journey, okay? And a lot of these people are drawn to the chosen because some of them, you have those who on one hand who come in because they feel that it's an opportunity for them. They are the opportunist, okay? And the chosen, obviously when you take this path, the more sacrifices you make, taking this spiritual path, the more rewards you have on the other side of that thing. And so a lot of people from the outside looking in, they recognize who the chosen are, okay? It's no secret at this point who the chosen are, okay? You yourself know who you are. And so those people outside of you also know who you are, because you've been having to wrestle with your enemy in the physical and in the spiritual at this point, okay? We're in the age of Aquarius, we're in the times of revelation. Everything is revealed, everything is brought to light. So even those who are chosen are also brought to light, okay? Because you're supposed to be that light at this point. You're supposed to be at the forefront, no longer in the shadows, okay? No longer in the shadows of other people who try to dim your light or try to, place you in a corner or treat you as if you were the black sheep of the family. No, now you're being called to step forward and to do what you was divinely called to do. So let me tell you, you have those who are the opportunists, who will be drawn to your light, and they'll come in with this representative as if they have this commonality with you, okay? And they have all of these things in common on the surface, but when you get ready to when you actually have a conversation with them, you find out something completely different. You find out that you are repelled by their energy, because almost everything about them that they exude at that point, once they get comfortable with you, or once they assume that they got you in their grips, it doesn't sit well with your soul. It doesn't sit well with your spirit. And then you find out that this person is not in alignment with you. This person, not only are they not in alignment with you, but they have not even done the work. But they come into your energy in hopes that somehow they can latch on to your coattail and get a free ride to the top, okay? Without having to go through the actual journey of healing themselves and releasing those egotistical ways, okay? Killing off that lustful energy, okay? Especially if you have, like, some people, because many of us, and I'm going to talk about this actually in the next message that I'm going to be bringing for you all after I do this one, okay? In regards to partnerships, romantic partnerships for the chosen, okay? But if you have someone who is a potential partner, they come in and they're drawn to your light. They admire your character. They admire your wisdom. They admire your integrity, okay? They admire the love that you exude and the compassion that you have, that nurturing energy that you have been able to embody because you've done the work to heal your inner child. Then they come in completely unhealed, but they know the language, though. They know the language, and suddenly you find out that this person, clearly they can't be in alignment with you, because everything about them at the forefront is about sex. It's about surface things. It's about materialism. It's about the ego, okay? It's about drama. Still about drama, okay? Still stuck in the past. Now, it's one thing to express your journey and to express what you've gone through and what you've overcome, because that's a large part of your testimony, okay? But if you're still expressing these things from a space of bitterness, if you are still expressing these things from a space of from anger and aggression, then you still got work to do. And that doesn't mean that you're any less than the next person. That just means, okay, you still have healing to do. And so you might find that, okay, once you get to know certain people, they're just not in alignment with you. You're not on the same level. Because what's going to happen is, if you continue to entertain that type of person, okay, one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to be using your energy, draining you of your energy to level up, or they're going to be draining you of your energy and bringing you down. So either way it goes, you get the short end of the stick, okay? Because you're the one that's possessing the energy that's necessary to stay balanced, while they have not done the work to do these things, but they're draining your energy in hopes that it'll actually elevate them some type of way, okay? It's not just about partnerships, y'all. When I tell you, people have been revealing themselves, and there's others who they haven't been necessarily revealing themselves, but I've been, with my spiritual eyes, have been able to see clearly the nature of certain people that are drawn to me. I have a no nonsense policy, okay? I'm going to cut you at the root. and you will not have, you're completely denied access to me, okay? I'm finding that in my calling, I'm attracting people to me who either they have not done the work to heal, but they know the language, or they know a completely different language, and somehow they think we speak in the same language, okay? We ain't speaking the same language if you sitting over there talking about you doing dark magic, but you think that because I wear crystals that we on the same page. You a liar, okay? We are not speaking the same language. If you sitting over there doing voodoo, okay, and you think that because I say put an altar up in your home that we speak in the same language. No, we are not on the same page. We are not in alignment. We are not speaking the same language. If I tell you, okay, I'm fully aware of the fact that the illusionary God created by the European by the name of Jesus is not Yeshua. It is not the black Messiah that was born to come in to bring knowledge and wisdom. And you turn around and tell me, well, I mean, it's nothing wrong with worshiping the devil, because really the devil is not who you think he is. Oh, no, we do not speak the same language, and we are not in alignment, okay? And so some of you, they know who they are, because I'm pretty sure that they watch my channel, and I've had to make some corrections. I'm not your reader. I'm not your spiritual counselor. I'm not the one that you want to refer to if that's the type of energy that you are calling in, okay? The chosen, you have to know that you are going to attract many different types of people who will either misinterpret who you are and think that you all are the same, or they know exactly who you are and they want to try to convince you that you're the same, okay? Based on certain characteristics that might on the surface they might appear to be the same. But see, we going deep. When we talking about the spiritual journey, we go deep. We go way past the surface, okay? Way past the surface of your representative, way past the surface of the language that you speak. We're going on a soul level, okay? That's how you're seeing people when it comes to using your discernment, be it relationships, friendships, business, partnerships, whatever it is that you got going on. You have to really use your discernment today. So you have those people on that side who's the opportunist. Then you have those on the other side who they're still working out that karmic energy, okay? Not everybody needs to be disposed of or cut off. Some people really just don't see. They have not done the work enough. They have not healed enough to see where they still err, okay? And so they might be so accustomed to doing certain things that in their own mind, because they've gotten a certain response from the majority, that somehow it's not toxic if they do it towards you. Case in point, if you have someone who, let's say this is somebody who is a potential partner, right? They find you attractive, or they find you as someone that they might want to connect with. And when they come to you, they know the language. They, in their appearance, they seem to, they're wearing their crystals. Now, obviously not everybody that takes the spiritual journey wears crystals, but many of us do, because we understand you working with the earth, working with the elements of Mother Nature in order to heal ourselves and to balance ourselves out, okay? And so you might find that these people, they have crystals, or they might have, a certain look, and it's like, oh, that person is woke. They got to be woke. They got on the ankh, they got crystals on, They got the fist up, they doing all of this, so they must be woke. And then you get to know this person and you find out that their representative, who they present themselves as, is someone who is very lustful. They still carry the Jezebel spirit very strongly, okay? To the point where they feel that that is enough to actually make you want to be a part of their lives in some way, shape, or form, okay? Or you'll have people who are very much so still stuck in their ego and in materialism, who feel that somehow because they possess certain things, or they possess a certain title, or they have a certain number of people that follow them, that somehow you're going to be drawn to them because a lot of other people are drawn to them, or because they have all of these material things to represent their awokeness. Okay, if that's even a word, I just made it up. Okay, you have to use your spirit of discernment before you allow these people into your space, because like I said, you have the opportunist, and then you have those on the other side who they may not be coming in to necessarily take anything from you, but you find that even though it's not their intention, it's still very draining. And these people, they don't necessarily have to be cut off, but I would say distance yourself from those people until while they continue to go through the journey, while they continue to do the work to heal. Okay, because obviously not everybody is going to be on the same level, but you have to use your spirit of discernment to know the opportunist and the energy vampire versus the one who really just they still don't see that there's certain things about themselves that they still need to go ahead and release. Okay, and so because their eyes are not fully opened, they'll come in with a certain type of energy, and because yours are open, it's like you see it clear as day, and it's unsettling to you that this person is using this type of energy in order to connect themselves with you. But at the same time, a lot of times we tend, as the chosen, we are able to see people. We can see past the illusion. We can see past the representative. And so you can see if somebody, if their nature, if their heart is really, if they really are a good person, and they just so happen to still carry certain energy and certain baggage that they themselves have not been able to release or heal from, because they might have a codependency on that type of energy or that representative, because that representative is that protective barrier that keeps them from feeling vulnerable if they're too transparent, or if they're too too open emotionally. So they'll bring that type of energy to the forefront. But as a chosen, especially if you have the gift of being an empath or the gift of being able to see, you have different gifts, then you can pick up on the core of their agenda when it comes to them connecting with you. Okay. But even that type of person, if you find that they're just resistant to change, and it's been a period of time that you might still be communicating with them from a distance, not on a regular basis, because you don't want to pick up on that energy too much. But if you check in this month, and this person might reach out to you maybe a month from now to say how you doing, and they still coming with the same energy, and you don't notice no change in them, then you could just, after a certain period of time, you might just want to say, okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead and release you, because apparently you're not putting in the full effort to evolve and to transform. Okay. And so then you have those that, some of those people on that end, they'll do the work, and they'll come around to the point where the two of you will be in alignment with one another, and you'll be able to work together from there. Okay. But I brought this message forward. I felt the need to come and tell you all this, because I've been having to, like I said, use my sword to really cut some people out. A lot of times I don't feel the need to leave an explanation. Okay. If I leave an explanation, then it must be because I actually care about you to some degree, to actually tell you why I'm making my exit. But then there's others where I cut it off cold turkey. Sometimes I just have to do it that way, because some actions speak much louder than words. I'll tell you that. And so when you find that you recognize a certain spirit, they know who they are. They know the energy that they carry. They know the energy that they conjure up. So when you cut them at the root and you say nothing, they know exactly why you cut them. Because a lot of times those same people was the ones that was actually trying to work against you. Okay, trying to bring certain energies towards you in hopes that you be too blinded to see it, because they was speaking the same language, or at least they thought they was. Okay. And so in this time, you have to be very aware. Okay. Pay attention to the people that you allow into your life. And I strongly say this because as the chosen, our journey, especially, it depends on what your calling is. If you have been given the assignment of something that is of great magnitude, or where you're having to express yourself to large numbers of people, your testimony is something that's going to be heard by many, okay? Then you have to know that your journey generally is that much harder, okay? And the mountains that you have to climb is that much steeper, okay, or that much higher. And so you end up in a position where the number of people that you have to release is that much greater. Okay, it's like I said, the greater the sacrifice, though, the greater the reward on the other side. And so you'll find that those who have a much higher calling, like I said, we all have our own role in the kingdom. So this is not about who is greater than the other. I said the assignment may be greater, okay? Meaning you have more work to do. You have more people that you're called to reach. That doesn't mean that it's any greater than the person who is called to reach one or two, because that one or two can end up being called to reach millions. So their assignment is just as valuable. But what I'm saying is the journey, depending on your assignment, may be that much greater. Okay. And so you might have to release more people. You might have to do more healing work. You might have to take multiple deaths and rebirths during your spiritual journey, meaning you have to go through multiple transformations. You got to learn multiple lessons. You got to clear lots of karmic energy. You got to release multiple people. You got to sacrifice multiple things. You might have to go and be celibate for a number of years. Okay. Not saying that that's extreme for some. Okay. That's why I say not everybody is called to have the same path, but just know that the more sacrifices that you make, the greater the reward. The more sacrifices that you are called to make, okay, the more you tend to draw in people who recognize who you are, and they want a piece of your energy, okay? And so you have to use your spirit of discernment. Many of these people, they're not able to close out old chapters in their lives because they still hold on to past pain from their childhood. They still hold on to the Jezebel spirit. They're still very much so in their ego. They're still very much so in materialism. They still are in denial about those issues that they might have had with their parents that they still continue to hold on to. And they have no direction. Okay, they're very scattered in their energy. They have no direction in terms of what the spiritual path looks like for them because they're looking in all the wrong directions. When you are called to evolve and to awaken, the only direction you're supposed to be looking in is up. Okay, and that would be the energetically and spiritually connecting to the Most High God. Okay, the creator of all things, the one who has created you. When you take all these different routes and all these different paths and you talking about, oh, well, I'm supposed to be over here worshiping Baphomet because technically Baphomet is not the devil. Baphomet is actually, listen, you'll find out what that type of energy does for your life, okay? You will get a clear understanding of what it is to conjure up demons, to practice voodoo, to do dark magic, and to try to take all of these shortcuts. Because that's what you're doing. Instead of doing the work to actually go within and heal so that the Most High can actually grant you your gifts or grant you your blessing or restore to you your inheritance, you want to take all types of shortcuts. And them shortcuts, you have to pay that back. Okay? You end up getting something as a result of it, and it makes you feel empowered. It makes you feel like, well, I must be on the right path because I prayed to that demon and I ended up getting $2,000 yesterday. Okay. Well, there's a consequence behind inviting that type of energy into your spirit. Okay. So be very clear and very careful when it comes to the spiritual walk about who you allow into your space. And for those of you who are very scattered in your energy and you're taking this path and you don't know which direction to go, I strongly suggest that if you don't know which direction to go, shut off all the media and just go directly to the Most High God, okay? Because you will get lost in the sauce listening to many of these people that are on social media or people, certain books and certain texts. Just because it was written down by man does not mean that that is in alignment with your calling and your purpose, okay? You have to be able to learn how to tap in, tap out, and tap in, okay? Get your messages directly from the source. And when you do it that way, then you cannot go wrong. But you definitely go wrong when you're blind and you're just reaching. Just reaching. Oh, that sounds good. Let me go that way. Oh, they said they was able to get $10,000 by doing this. Oh, let me go that way. Oh, they was able to attract certain people by doing this. They became famous from doing that. Oh, that must be the right path. Let me go that way. Be careful. So that's the message that I got for you all. I love you. I'm getting ready to do another message, which is going to be in regards to the false divine masculine versus the real masculine, and then the false divine feminine versus the real feminine, because we need to talk about this, y'all. So I love you. If you want a private reading from me, you know that you can email me. Check the description box. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and all of the beautiful donations that you all have sent to my channel. And please, let me just tell you all this, because I've had some people mistake in terms of the donations. My personal sessions, I do have a set rate for my personal sessions. Donations are completely separate from that, okay? So please, I appreciate if you send me $5, I say a prayer for you and I give gratitude for whatever you send me. But please don't email me saying I sent you $5. When can I get my reading? Okay. That's not how it's set up. Okay. So I love you all and I'll talk to you all next time.